What is happening, Toronto Raptonian Fanzonians? Oh, ya boy, ya boy, ya boy. The pain and suffering of the last couple of years, last few years of the Toronto Raptors. It's starting to bite, it's starting to bite. We come into a new season. We have optimism with our new signings of the extended Scottie Barnes. So, he's going to be here another 5 years. We extend Emmanuel quickly. We are going to see a Grady Dick in year two. We have a full year of RJ Barrett. People not leaving me alone on my telephone, texting me. I'm sorry, thought that would be more muted. I hope you couldn't hear that. But anyway, so much hope, so much promise. A pretty decent draft with potentially a guy who's named after freaking. Now I am confused with Jacoby because I don't know if he's. I thought he was supposed to be named after Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and Jordan being Michael Jordan. I'm imagining that's the Jordan they meant, but yet his name is Jacoby with an A, I believe. Hold on, let me just check and make sure I'm not completely nuts and just making that up in my head. No, I did check this out. Yeah, he is Jacoby. Now maybe it sounded better than Joe Kobe, but if he's named after Jordan, shouldn't it be J-O and not J-A? Regardless, my thinking is this guy should have some potential. You know what I'm saying? Just being named after Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and you're in basketball. It's pretty crazy. Uh, my anyway, not that it matters, but my middle name's John after John Lennon. That's why I didn't go into music. You know what I'm saying? Too much pressure. There's a lot of pressure on this kid. But hey, I'm thinking he made it. He's getting drafted in the first round. We're thinking like he's a steal. There could be possibilities there. And then we got Mogbo, who's Scottie Barnes' buddy. And this guy's a pretty solid frame and had decent summer league, couple of games. So anyway, why am I going down on this tangent? Well, as we all know, the Toronto Raptor team is decimated. I mean, let's just look at who we did not have quickly. Sorry, we didn't have quickly, but I mean, we would quickly look at who we did not have in this game alone. RJ Barrett, ill. He's been one of the bright spots, possibly becoming my favorite Raptor, favorite current Raptor. Bruno Fernando didn't even get to play in this one because we started Mogbo. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Garrett Temple didn't play. He just, was advising from the sidelines. But then as far as inactive guys too, no Jakob. We seem devastated without that guy. No Davian Mitchell. So our backcourt is suffering even more, going down the depth charts, which again we'll get into who started in a minute. No Davian Mitchell. No AJ Lawson. That, by the way, we did a video on our Raptors in black and white because Headswag, who I do those videos with, actually used to coach AJ Lawson back when he was in the Markham program. So anyway, go check that out. Emmanuel Quickly not available. Who we've barely seen any of him all season. We've not seen any of Bruce Brown all season. And then Ulrich Chomchi or Chomche, whatever. Okay, that I understand. He's like the fourth on the depth chart as far as centers go. And he's like our Bruno Colocco used to be, where they said he was always 2 years away from being 2 years away. This guy's one of those kind of projects, like he's 18 or some ridiculously young age, and we're stashing him in the G League and hoping he develops there. That's all good. I'm not worried about him not playing. So we start Jacoby Walter, Oche Agbaji, Jonathan Mogbo, Barnes' buddy, who he passes to way too often, by the way. Scottie Barnes. I don't know if you're watching this video, but come on, man. Don't make it so obvious that the guy's your pal. Or Darko, if you're watching, maybe you should play this video during one of your video review sessions with the team. It'll help. Trust me. So we got Mogbo, we got Grady Dick, and we got Scottie Barnes. That's our starting five, and probably the 20th different starting lineup we've had all season. In fact, somehow I got to be able to get some of those stats, subscribe to some of those stat websites where I can rattle the stuff off. But those guys start, okay? It was very, not the best start. I mean, what do we end up at the end of? Oh, hold on, I got it right here. End of the first quarter, tied 24-24. That's right, we were tied. End of the second quarter, the Nets take the lead, and Ben Simmons doing stuff against us just felt icky. Uh, anyway, we'll get to some stats in a second, but end of the second quarter, they're ahead by 6. We come out in the third and dominate. We dominate. We turned the entire game around dominating. And yes, it was some of our bench guys, Boucher contributing, um, as we know he can. Olenek, decent. Even Jameson Battle had some points and shit. These guys are energy guys. They helped. But there were also some timely, nice threes from Dick. Even Scottie Barnes was hitting some crazy deep threes. I mean, I'm not saying the bench is the reason we turned it around. Full effort in the third quarter is how we turned it around. But I don't know what is going on in these fourth quarters. It's Mr. Barnes is part of the problem. Now, hopefully, he's learning, developing. But I hope that somebody's pulling him aside as well and saying, Scottie, you got to calm down. When the pressure is on, we need you to shine. We need you to thrive. We don't need you to suddenly go into isolation mode, because the other thing in that third quarter when we were coming back, or not only did we come back, we took the lead and had a decent lead going into the fourth. We were moving the ball. There was actual proper basketball being played. The extra passes. My man Boucher hit the extra pass to Shed for a 3 where, even Alvin Williams was like, we all know Boucher loves to jack up those threes. And man, he even did like oh yeah, I forgot I'm in the bad books with Darko. Whoop, little flip. Shed was wide open, hit that 3. It was beautiful. It was like, this is why we're Raptors fans. These moments, we're able to thrive. Thrive. The Raptors can thrive when they're organized and disciplined and focused and thinking about what they're trying to execute and all participating. At the end of this game, Scottie Barnes, I don't know, decided it was bully ball time or whatever he was trying to do. I don't know what he was trying to do. He jacked up a 3 that clanked. He then came down on one of the possessions. I don't know if this was the last one or second, third last. He gets into his ridiculous offensive fouling where, yes, you're a big guy. We understand you're a big dude, but you cannot jam. It's not hockey. Maybe the Canadian influence is what's driving this with him. But man, he comes dribbling down and he wants to shoulder into everyone, and they're calling it. They call it on him almost every time. The guy has a humongous frame. Like he's 6'8", yes, 6'9", maybe. Depends when he puffs up his hair. He's like 7'3". But the guy is like, his shoulders are crazy. He's got a longer wingspan. Like, the guy's a big man. That's what I'm saying. The refs notice when this guy goes plowing into some guy that's, 6'4", or when there's a mismatch, because usually they're even trying to identify a mismatch for him. So then the guy's like 6'2", 6'3", 6'5", getting pummeled because they're skinnier, they're thin, they're smaller, they're shorter, yes, but they've got, I mean, obviously not my frame, but more proportionally like my frame than like Scottie Barnes' crazy frame. So he's ramming people down. He's I don't know. He's causing the ball to stop. Like that third quarter again. No, we get enough energy. We surpass them and beat them handily. Like it felt like at the end of the third that, oh wow, Raptors got this one wrapped up. If they come back and even just play half as good as they did in this quarter that just passed, they got it on lockdown, no problem. But no ball movement whatsoever. Scottie Barnes is just right from, like, they're not even disguising it. At least maybe let's let somebody else on the court carry the ball up, and then they can, run a little bit of some kind of screen and roll or a pick and roll or something to get it to Scottie where there's a bit of a surprise. He's getting the ball right on the inbound, dribbling it up the entire court, and not, running like he's trying to do some kind of a little trickery thing or anything, like where he's going to go into the paint but he's got movement and momentum. No, he's bringing it up the court. We got full set defense, and he is doing a little bit of a shimmy shim. He's trying to maybe see if he can, break their ankles and take it to the hole, or maybe there's an opportunity for a little step back. But the whole rest of the team is just standing, watching. There's nothing going on. Nobody's moving without the ball. Grady Dick's not cutting to the basket. Agbaji is standing around. And again, it's slightly possible that it's these people's fault and that they are suddenly getting, I don't know what, stressed or anxious about the end of the game, and that they could cough it up again, and they're just hoping Scottie's going to do something to save them, and that's what they're all sort of watching and hoping for. I don't know, but somebody's got to stop this. Okay, we need to stop this. This can't be. This is the same Fred VanVleeeeet end of game problem that we had. I think I commented the other day. Even check out Bill Simmons' podcast where he's talking about the Rockets, and yeah, Rockets are doing great. But he's like, I don't know if they can be a threat because what is their end of game strategy? They got VanVleeeeet again doing his, I'm gonna make or break whether or not we win this game. If I'm gonna pull up and try and drain a three at the buzzer because we're down by two, we're down by, one. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And so we should be trying to incorporate Dick. Agbaji was hitting threes. Here, let me just check some stats here quickly before we wrap this sucker up. But anyway, and also take a second, please like, subscribe, comment. I need comments. I'm begging for comments. The comment could be, you suck. I hate you. I'm never going to watch these videos again. You're lame. Go crawl back into your hole. Whatever. I'm happy to hear. And if you want to quote any of those, even just give me a comment. It actually helps me in PD posting this thumbnail to other people if you guys interact with it. So anyway, appreciate it. But yeah, if you subscribe, got a couple other subscribers. It's kind of fun. It'd be great to get one more subscriber. I know people have these lofty goals. If we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, I would just like to get to 66 subscribers because I'm slaying 666, and I'm sitting with 65 subscribers for months and months. Anyway, so yeah, well, I think I lost a couple actually because I did get a couple, but regardless, please subscribe, like. All right, I'm rambling, but now I got some stats here just quickly. So Jacoby Walter, just who we started, he ends up with 7. He had a couple of decent shots, I guess, but this guy thinks he's the man a little too much too. Someone needs to knock him off his pedestal and go, dude, listen, you're named after, you know, Jordan and Kobe, but calm down a little bit with your ISO ball, okay? Let's pass it to another teammate that's open. Because there were some sick passes. Speaking of passes, Grady Dick, how many assists did this guy get? What? Only 2? Grady Dick had 2 assists, and they were maybe the 2 greatest passes that happened in the entire night. There was my man Boucher, extra energy, dives for the ball as it's going out of bounds, gets it in. Shed gets it. I don't know if the order for sure, but I think it went from Shed to the corner to Grady Dick, where he had a semi-open three, but the guy was coming out to contest. And man, he laser passed it across the court, I think, to Agbaji, who drained an open three. He was so open, like, oh my God, all the help and the swing guys had come for the defense, and he couldn't have been more open. Drained that one. And the second one was another laser type pass. I don't remember exactly who it was, but even again, Alvin Williams commentator definitely was like, "My God, Grady Dick's got the laser beams going with his the dimes he was dropping out there." So let's pass it more. Mr. Jacoby Walter, you had 2 assists. Obviously, they weren't as memorable as Dick's, but anyway, he's got to distribute the ball more or get some more points because at least Grady Dick had 19 points. So we don't. If the ball's going to stop with you, score it. Agbaji ended up with 20. He had a pretty solid game, 8 of 16. He was 50% from the floor, 50% from 3, 4 of 8. Like, why aren't we letting, creating a play for getting him open? I would even rather battle out there. I know there's a bunch of pushback happening with the 3-point line and too many threes being taken. But if that's the game we're playing, let's get some 3-point shooters out there. Dick, Battle, and Barnes. Obviously, you could stay on the floor. Maybe even Jacoby Walters out there too. But Agbaji, with no POELTL. Anyway, I'm rambling a little bit, but it's frustrating. It's so frustrating to sit through these potential victories. I mean, they rattled off some stats where the Raptors were tied with somebody for the most losses within 5 points. We've been in all these games, and I don't know. If someone wants to tell me that we are tanking for sure, if we're going into Cooper Flag, Tank Nation, and that's really what's going on, and that, Scottie Barnes is told, hold that ball, control it, miss on purpose. You're the man, you're the future here, but we're going to get you some extra help in this crazy draft that's coming up because we all believe, especially with no health, we have no shot at winning the title this year. Okay, okay. I can live with that, I suppose, but I wish someone would tell me, you know? Again, Darko, send me some decode message here in the comments and tell me that we are Al Tankerino and we're keeping it on the QT so that we don't get fined by Adam Silver. All right. Because the lineups that we're putting out there are not cutting it. Scottie Barnes is not doing his job either. 16 points. I mean, come on, Scottie. You need to get at least 20. Agbaji with 20, Dick with 19. Mogbo somehow got 8. He was 4 of 11. Horrible. Guy can't shoot. I mean, he can dunk. I wish he wouldn't try and shoot. They try and set him up for threes. He was 0 for 2 from 3. Like, Mogbo, you don't need to develop your 3, okay? I understand that the league has gone that way, but you're a massively humongous human being. Go dunk like you should be freight train, steamroll, LeBron James type, rolling to the basket and just believe me, everybody will get out of your way. You're almost as thick as Zion Williams for crying out loud, without the injury problems. So at least so far, because this guy has played every game. I don't think he's missed any that he's been asked to be in. But he only ended up with 5, and he was a -10 out there on the plus minus. So, oh, sorry, he was -13. My eye jumped down to Jamal Shed's line here. Not great. He's supposed to be a defender. And again, he was 2 of 7 from the floor. Jamal Shed, you don't need to shoot so much, okay? Distribute the ball. You don't need to try and be a VanVleeeeet where you think you can do everything. I mean, this guy, yes, he can get into the paint, but it looks ridiculous because I think he's an inch taller than Fred VanVleeeeet, 6'1", 6'2", something like that. They used to say that Fred VanVleeeeet was 6 feet. I don't think so. I've been to enough games. I'm not quite 6 feet, and I felt like I was taller than VanVleeeeet standing at the court height level with him. But anyway, it's possible if we stood back to back, he was, his afro might have put him a couple centimeters taller than me. But regardless, Jamal Shed, calm down, okay? You don't need to shoot so often. Shoot some open threes once in a while if you want. But I mean, even you're on threes, you're only 1 of 5. Come on, pass the ball. Look for the open man. That's your job. Kelly Olynyk, 2 of 5, 40% from the floor. He was 0 for 1 from 3. But again, he should be shooting a little bit more. He's trying to distribute the ball. It's weird though with his minutes. Like, why isn't he getting the start instead of Mogbo? I don't know. Again, obviously they're trying to develop Mogbo, and then yeah, Boucher, who had a good hustle day, but wow, he really only ended up with that 1 3 that he shot. All of his shots were 3-point attempts, and he drained 1. And then our guy Battle actually was 2 of 6 from 3, so not the best shooting night overall. Um, I think that we should be trying to drive to the hole more often than trying to jack up threes because a hit 2-pointer or a slam dunked 2-pointer is better than a missed 3 for sure. But overall, my main point and takeaway of today is we need to learn to close out games the way we play when we are dominating the games, and it cannot turn into I don't know how we haven't seen this enough. The DeMar DeRozan, end of the game ISO didn't work. Unless you're an elite, okay, yeah, Kawhi Leonard, sure. A few times he was taking the ball at the end of the game, you know, but he's running a play. He's doing some crazy inbounding thing where he's curling around, as we all remember against Philadelphia, going to the corner to drain that sucker. He's not just standing around at the top of the key, or at the top of the 3-point line and waiting for the clock to be down enough that they try one dribble and then, anyway, brutal, 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 brutal. More brutal stuff in our future coming. I think we're playing. Hold on, actually, I'm going to pull it up right here, the schedule. We are playing the Houston Rockets, I believe. Is that tomorrow? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start wearing glasses on these things. I cannot see. The 22nd is what it looks like it says. So yeah, we got the Rockets coming up. Speaking of Mr. VanVleeeeet, we're gonna see that we will hopefully beat them on Fred VanVleeeeet having the ball at the last minute of that game. I think that it's at Raptors. Actually, I can confirm that too. Give me 2 seconds here. Yeah, it's versus, not at. So Raptors are at home. It's an early start too, 6 p.m. It looks like exciting. And then we got the Knicks on Monday. Oh my God, we got a back-to-back. And then we got Memphis. Boy, John Morant's going to destroy us. And then it's going to be even more depressing on Sunday, the 29th, when we potentially lose to Trae Young, which this guy can't get it going. Anyway, but watch as a Raptor fan. People all seem to set their season best and come out of slumps and kick butt against us. So that's what's coming up the rest of the week. I guess we'll see you guys Sunday. Thank you for watching to this point. Like I said, please like, subscribe, check out the video here, check out the subscription there if you haven't hit it. I really appreciate it. And the other thing that I haven't been saying lately is Mr. Beast for President. Check out his crazy TV show. Watched it last night on Prime. Wow, this guy's a madman. Um, but he cares about the people. So, Mr. Beast for President, I'm out of here. See you Sunday.